So I'm going to take a look at a worksheet that the two homework problems that you have on graphing are taken from, and I'm not sure which ones you have for homework, so I'm going to do a couple of them. In any case, these are great review for your homework. I think it might be these last here, but I'm not positive. Okay, so we're going to remember all the rules for graphing absolute value functions, and if you are not sure what they are, you may want to look at the last video. A quick review would be, here is a general version of absolute value graph, absolute value function. And this letter here, the A, the coefficient of everything, will tell us whether it's right side up or upside down, depending on if it's positive or negative. It will tell us whether things are stretching or shrinking vertically as well. The number inside the absolute value bar, the number we're adding or subtracting, the B, will tell us whether we're moving left or right. And if it's positive, we're going to move to the left. If it's negative, we're going to move to the right. And the last number, we're calling it C in this case. It's the number outside of the absolute value bars, the number outside that you're adding or subtracting. And if it's positive, we're going to move it up. And if it's negative, we're going to move the whole absolute value graph down. All right, so number one says f of x equals x minus 4. So I've got a minus 4, and it's inside my absolute value bars. That means I'm moving it to the left or to the right. It's negative, it's minus, so I'm going to move it opposite of what I think. It's going to go to the right, so I know that my absolute value graph is going to start over here at 4. And I think I better zoom in a little bit so I can do a better graph. There we go. And maybe I'll pick a different color also. We'll try blue. All right, so here's, I guess I'm doing black. All right, here's my first point, 4. I'm also going to fill in the table of values. That's going to help me be more accurate about where my points are going to go. I know that my graph is shifting to the right 4 units everywhere, but it's still going to be helpful to have a little table of values, and I'll use the one that they're giving me here. So negative 4 minus 4, the absolute value of that, I'm just plugging negative 4 into my little function up here. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. Absolute value of negative 8 is positive 8. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. Absolute value of negative 6 is positive 6. 0 minus 4 is just negative 4. Absolute value of negative 4 is positive 4. And 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Absolute value of negative 2 is positive 2. And 4 minus 4 is 0. Absolute value of 0 is 0. Let's go ahead and graph those points. Negative 4, 8. Negative 2, 6. 0, 4. 2, 2. And I already have my 4, 0. Now, this graph, the absolute value graph, acts kind of like a parabola. It has an axis of symmetry, just like the parabola does. And you can reflect all those points over that middle line, that middle reflection line, just like we did with the parabola. So if I have a point at 2, 2, I'm also going to have a point at 6, 2. See, I'm just reflecting that right over the axis of symmetry that runs down the middle of my V. If I have a point at 0, 4, I'm also going to have a point at 8, 4. So I'm just counting 4 over here. If I have a point over here at negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get to the graph, 1, or to the line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the other side. And then I'm going to run out of graph, so I'm not going to connect or fill in my last point here. but here is my absolute value graph. And indeed, it's all been shifted to the right 4, just like I predicted. Let's take a look at the next one. G equals x plus 4. So I'm adding inside the absolute value bars, I'm adding 4 to x. So I'm changing horizontally because I'm adding 4. I know I have to move the whole graph to the left 4. So my whole graph is going to move from the origin to the left 4. And I'll repeat the process.